Hello, friend of Detail Therapy and lifer doing all the Gatlu things. I want you to know I appreciate you and acknowledge you for the attention you pay to the show. I do not take it for granted. I always want to bring you the best information and ideas and motivation possible. And I was wondering if you know anyone that needs something like that in their life. Would you please, if you get a chance today, if you think of someone, drop a text, send a DM, post to your stories, whatever makes the most sense for you. Share the show with someone that you know. It's that one-to-one connection that makes such a big difference in the quality of our audience and making sure that it hits the right people. So I need your help for us to be able to do that. So if you could share maybe this episode or a favorite that you have with someone, I would really appreciate it. All right, on to the show. And you not starting is not preventing that from being the case. It is going to be the case, and you're not going to know what it's like until you do something. So today I want to talk about what you need to do right now if you need your first client. Welcome to Detail Therapy, where we come together to talk about how to create more confidence and build a business worth going all in on so you can go after the life you want. Subscribe for good vibes, and let's dive in. So I was having a conversation with one of my mastermind clients this week in Amy Landino's Inner Circle. They have unlimited audio messaging with me. So we were chatting away, and there's a couple people in the group who are thinking about how they want to pivot their services. They're not happy with what they've been offering and how, and definitely not for how much money. It's just not enough to keep things going, and definitely to keep things going, be your own boss and not hate your boss. Okay. It's a sad day when you own your business if you don't like your boss. And it's usually because we just haven't set things up in the right way. We didn't foresee the path that we were going down. And a lot of the times, that's exactly how it works. That's how it's got to happen. But you have to have the wherewithal to know that once those days come where it's like, okay, this isn't working for me anymore, you have to be able to start to make some changes and shifting things. You have to know that day is going to come. You're not going to be the same person down the line. You're not going to be wanting the same things you did today that you will tomorrow. It's just everything's going to shift. You're going to evolve. So as we were talking about this, it was just kind of interesting that when you do have structure in your business and you've got some things communicated online, whether it's on a website or on an Instagram account or whatever, having to change the way you're communicating. And I realized that some of the mentalities in this group of how they needed to communicate online, that they were changing their services, was to kind of put a stiff arm up. And it was like, I'm going to let you know what I don't do anymore. And that's totally reasonable. Like when you're sitting in this space that I don't do that anymore. You want people to know it. But there's a really big issue with that. You are stopping people from a point of entry where you get to decide what the best form of work is for them. And if they can immediately disqualify themselves because they think they know what they need without even talking to you first, there's a problem with that. But here's the thing. For those of you who don't have this much going on, you don't have a business yet, or you do and you haven't gotten your first client, this seems irrelevant. But what in actuality is happening is it's extremely relevant. It's your future. And I'm going to help you work through that when the case arises. But in the meantime, there's a reason why you haven't gotten your first client. And it's probably because you're thinking, oh, if I get it wrong and I'm not going to like it later. You know what? Yeah, that could happen. I'm giving you examples of people where that is happening, but it doesn't mean it's out of your control. It is 100% within your control. And you not starting is not preventing that from being the case. It is going to be the case. And you're not going to know what it's like until you do something. So today I want to talk about what you need to do right now if you need your first client. Because this is so important. I think people miss the point on it because we don't realize it. Even those of us who are not perfectionists, they don't realize they're perfecting and perfecting and perfecting. And you're not going to be able to do that. So first, I kind of want to talk about a few things. One of the reasons why people don't start is because they're not 100% sure what they want to sell. And maybe they have a roundabout idea of the actual industry. They have an idea of what they could do, what their talents are, and what their skills are, but they don't know how to package it. So there's 3 categories I want you to think about here. There's done for you services, there's done with you services, and there's do it yourself. So do it yourself is what everyone loves to talk about. We like to talk about passive income. We like to talk about scaling and all this kind of thing. But most people who are talking about passive income and scaling and wanting it haven't even done the bare minimum work needed to potentially navigate that in the future, much less right now. The reality is there is no passive income yet. You have not done anything. There's no way to be passive about that except for to continue to do nothing. And you're not going to get paid for that. So let's be honest. Done with you is sort of like this in-between stage. This is where the executioner becomes the consultant, right? I know how to do this. I'm going to teach you, and we're going to kind of move through this phase and this campaign together. So that's done with you. And that could absolutely be on somebody's radar right now, depending on what your experience is. But if you don't have experience, you're definitely not going to be here either. And that's why done for you is such a smart move in the beginning when you're just navigating your space as a business person. You might be familiar with the territory a little bit, but you need the experience of working with somebody to understand what everything entails, to start to build your expertise, to start to curate information, and to just get paid. Okay? I think we're all here right now listening because we need to figure out, how do you start getting paid? How do you get somebody to say yes? So I want you to think about this done for you offering. Hey, it's Amy. I was wondering, are you a return listener? Welcome back. If you haven't had a chance already, can you leave us a review in your podcast player? We've been very fortunate. We have so many amazing reviews there. It's great because I get to see what we're doing right, what we can continue to do better. And so that feedback is very much appreciated. We've got 4.8 stars on Apple, which is so cool and is helping us rise up in the business charts. So much appreciated. And we need to continue that trajectory so that we can continue to affect more lives. So if you could just take a couple moments to do that today, it would mean the absolute world to me. And I will send you all the good vibes. Thank you. All right, on to the show. What it means is, I know how to do that, so let me do it for you, right? So somebody saying, I'm going to retain your services, I'm going to pay you for a project, I'm going to have you do this for me. It is the easiest thing for you to sell when you're first starting because it is very much like employment, if we're being honest. Like, you get to manage your time a little bit better. But at the same time, it's on you to deliver. You've got to deliver those services. And it's very close to being an employee in the sense that you're getting paid to do a task, so you're going to do a task. The upside here is, as you start your business in a done-for-you capacity, you get to get your reps in. You get experience, you get clients, you get to do the things, you learn about, intercommunications and politics of working together with people and outsourcing things if that's something that you need to do. Learn the industry, earn your stripes, do the thing. So done for you is the easiest thing to sell. And if you have just gotten to a point where you're like, I've been working on what the perfect offer would be. I've been working on exactly what I want my day to be like every day. I've been working on what the perfect business would be. Fabulous. But here's the thing. It literally doesn't matter. You have to stop trying to get your offer perfect when you've never even worked with anyone yet. You have to put in that work so that you can know what they need and how to make it better. So what's ultimately happening here, this is the amazing news, is when you wrap your head around this, you're getting paid to build the resume you want to build. I say that because maybe you're in a job that's outside of the scope of where you'd like to be. If you're somebody who wants to own a marketing agency, but you work within a marketing department, probably not quite the same comparative. But if somebody's working at a fast food restaurant right now and wants to start working for themselves at home because they're really good at social media, hugely different. Your fast food restaurant probably doesn't feel like it's teaching you anything. It's actually probably teaching you quite a lot about customer service and human connection, but that's beside the point. You earning your stripes in the actual industry is not really happening. So you want to get paid but you also need experience. And so the easiest way for you to do that is to offer this thing. Hey, I see you need this. Let me do it for you. Perfect. You just got to get someone to say yes and get the check from them, because then you're getting paid to get experience. You're getting paid to define a great offering. You're getting paid to figure out who you don't want to work with. You're getting paid to figure out what you do want to do every day. This is the thing. Everyone thinks they need the logo, they need the branding, they need the culture, they need the confidence, they need the perfect offering, they need all these. You just need a check. That's it. You just need to say yes, somebody to say yes to you. You just need somebody to say yes to you so that you can start to learn. There is not going to be any better way for you to build confidence, get your reps in, have a lot of practice, and discover, is this right for me? I did this even when I was in college. I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. Hi, my name is Amy Landino and attorney at law. Oh God. No, thank you. But what I did have the wherewithal to do was say, okay, I think I want to be a lawyer. Maybe I'll figure out what a lawyer's life is like. And I went and got a job at a law firm while I was still in college. And you know what I learned being a receptionist at a corporate litigation firm? Wow. What a sucky life this would be. I mean, the people were fabulous. It's just really long hours. And if you really want to be bored by law, go to corporate litigation and hang out with those people. But I learned from it. I did something. I really, really hustled for them to offer me that job so I could be in this prestigious, gorgeous office and quickly find out that it was not right for me. Good, done, awesome. I now have that information. Get the check. That's it. That is all it is. Now, I'm going to be honest. My first client was not paid. They were not. And I brag about that because it was that wave of confidence. Remember that wave of confidence we talked about recently? That wave of confidence that I had, that I was like, wow, this is a thing. This is an industry. I could do this. And I just had that feeling like, wow, I'm on to something. I need to do something about this. And when I found out about a new business that was starting in the area, I sent them an email. I said, hi, how are you? We know somebody in common. Great. This is not a totally cold email. Can I please do these services for you for free? And they said yes. And that's a really quick and easy yes. You've got to remember to get the value back. And I want you to be able to get a check for what you do. But sometimes we have to have that first client be unpaid, and that's okay. Regardless, if the check is small and the work is high, do it. Offer as much as you can that you can enthusiastically crush it and have this be an amazing testimonial, an amazing first client, an amazing beginning to the journey in your portfolio. We just got to get the yes. And when we do, make sure the scope is clear. Like, you don't have to sell your soul. You don't have to be on the hook with them for the rest of your life. Say, here's what we're going to do for the next 3 months. Here's what I'm going to do for you every single day. Or here's what I'm going to complete for you. Or whatever X is in your world of done for you services. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's when I'm going to have it completed by. Here's when we're going to do a little conversation of measuring success and a postmortem. And I would really like X from you at the end if, let's say, you gave them a quote unquote discount or it's a free client. And this is when we'll decide what to do next, whether we continue together and you come on as a full paying client or we move on, and that would be fine. You do not have to be a doormat to take on your first client, but you do need to offer exponentially more value than you are charging, because it is vital, not that you feel like you're cheaping yourself out. It's so that they will have this feeling of, oh my gosh, I cannot say no to this. This is a great deal. If this person actually does this for me, I have to say yes. I mean, it sounds a little too good to be true. You get to prove to them that you offer that much value for that much money. And then that's going to be your model forever, by the way. Forever. You are always going to offer an insanely wonderful, incredibly high amount of value compared to how much you're charging, because that is your strategy for continuing to get clients. But if you are in need of just the one right now, offer something that you will do for them. Get your practice in. Get paid to learn. Get paid to learn. No amount of books, no amount of perfection, no amount of research on YouTube, no amount of podcasts is going to get you what you need in reps than just doing it. So if you can get some kind of value out of it, especially if it's money, to get your reps in, do it. I'm telling you right now, this is the only thing stopping you right now. Only thing. You can do this if you're in college. You can do this if you have a full-time job. You can do this if you're unemployed. You can do this no matter what. You can get your first client off the back of this strategy. If you want it bad enough, you can do it. If you're new here, I just was on such a hot streak there. I didn't even introduce myself. Hello, how are you? Good morning, good life. My name is Amy Landino. I'm the CEO of Gatlu.com, which is a media company that I built from $0 to $1 million, all because I wanted to leave my job and work from home. So I get paid to advise businesses, yet I still give everything away for free here on the show because I just want you to be a voracious action taker. So I hope that you have what you need today in order to be able to do that. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Remember, subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life you want. Cheers.